This is the second part of population-based data sources. This presentation was developed by Haley Cash. Slide 21. Which are types of bias? You can have selection, non-response, or measurement biases. Selection bias is caused by a problem in the process of selecting subject. Individuals have different probabilities of being included in the study according to what is being measured. Non-response bias is caused by answers of respondents differing from those of non-respondents. Measurement bias occur when you use poor methods or faulty equipment for physical measurements. It also happens for self-reported data. This may have recall bias, misleading questions, or answers not truthful. Other situation is when you have exposure or diagnosis misclassification. Slide 22. How can you control the bias? During study design, you should try to ensure a representative sample of target population. You require careful questionnaire design. Through conduction of study, you must train surveyors and observers. You should minimize attrition. You must ensure careful measurements. Slide 23. How can you conduct a survey with efficacy? You can follow next steps. Decide on what information you want to collect. Determine survey process. Design an instrument that collects appropriate data. Collect quality data. Slide 24. You can do additional questions. What do you really want to know? You have to consider your surveillance framework. How will you measure these things? Obesity, body mass index, BMI. You will need height and weight. Diabetes, self-report or glucose measure? Are you asking specific questions? Are people with lower income more likely to get NCDs? What demographics are important? You can identify at-risk groups. Do you want NCD prevalence by income, race, age, gender? Slide 25. We are going to review how to determine survey process. You have 4 alternatives. Self-administered paper, self-administered computer, interviewer paper, interviewer phone. Slide 26. You might construct a timeline to improve the determination of survey process. Construct a timeline for sampling frame, recruitment of surveyors, training of surveyors, ordering supplies, preparing printed materials, advertising, data collection, data management, data entering, data analysis. Slide 27. Which are the key components to design an instrument that collects appropriate data? You must identify an instrument. The instrument will be a survey or form used for data collection. You have to use appropriate and validated questions. Your intention is to have a good overall format. The survey implies some issues about entry, data coding and ID numbers. Slide 28. Some tips for writing questions. Use simple words. Keep it short. Be specific. Avoid biases. Avoid hypothetical questions. Use complete sentences. Slide 29. We look some examples about good questions. What is wrong with these questions? Do they use simple words? Do they keep short? Are they specific? Do they avoid biases? Do they use complete sentences? Slide 30. What is the mistake in the overall format? Slide 31. What is the mistake in the overall format? There is no indication to go to the next page. Therefore this page was often left blank. Slide 32. When you think about your question layout, make it easy for people to fill out. Get the information you want. Pilot test your instrument. When you pilot the instrument, you can answer yourself. Do people miss questions? Do people misunderstand questions? When you think ahead to your data entry, make it easy for your data enterers to read. Plan your codes ahead of time. Slide 33. We look an example. Open question. If you are assessing education level, what does PCC mean? Multiple choice. If the person answers 2 options, Which box do we check? Multiple choice. You can see an adequate manner to answer. Slide 34. What is data coding? We need numbers to analyze data, then we assign numerical values to survey choices. For example, male will be equal to 1 and female, to 2. You must avoid open-ended questions when possible. Exceptions: name, hospital ID. Some open-ended questions are okay. Slide 35. You need to think ahead to your entering and analysis. If the person selected 5 or more time in the past year, which code will you use? Slide 36. Talk about the problems with each question and potential solutions. What is wrong with these questions? Slide 37. Each survey needs a unique number. Can be made up for surveys. You can need hospital IDs, social security hashes, etc. for surveillance. Code number allows us to track surveys and revisit. It facilitates to determine which surveys have already been entered, check for double entry, and return to original forms for recheck or questions. Code number label every page. You can print pre-number surveys. Slide 38. If you want to guarantee collecting quality data, train your data collectors. Do they understand the questions? Do they understand the instrument? Are there show cards or props? Practice makes perfect. Consistency is key. All data should be collected using the same methods. Training all data collectors identically is important. Slide 39. Some topic when you train data collectors. Go over the form question by question, discuss the meaning of each question, discuss the type of response that should be recorded. Do certain questions require show cards or props? Practice collection using the form, detect potential problems before they occur with your actual data. Stress the importance of clear and complete data, tell your data collectors why this information is important. Review forms for completeness, you can send them back. Slide 40. This is a show card example what was used to determine sugar-sweetened beverages consumption.